Imagine sitting across from a judge with 10 minutes to explain how your shoulder keeps you from doing your job. What do you say? Hi, I'm Cameron Burrell. Today, I'll show you how to build a one-page statement and an exhibit packet that makes that answer simple and clear.
Welcome to the Veteran Benefits Reset Podcast, where we help veterans and their families better understand the VA disability benefits process, one step at a time. I'm a U.S. Army veteran and founder of VetBiz Media. This episode focuses on board hearings, formats, exhibits, testimony, and the small steps that make a hearing useful rather than confusing.
One page, one story, one ask. Repeat that in your head. That's the through line for today.
Quick reality. The Board of Veterans' Appeals reviews appeals after the VA issues a decision. A hearing gives you direct time to speak to the judge and help connect the dots. It can be powerful, but it's not magic. It clarifies facts, it points to missing records, it doesn't replace medical nexus evidence.
Which format will you face? Travel board, virtual, or in person? Travel board, regional office, more informal. You sit closer to the judge. Virtual, by phone or video. Test your tech beforehand. In person at the board, more formal, structured schedule. Each format changes what you bring and how you manage time. So how do you decide whether to request a hearing? Ask yourself 3 simple things. Does the written record miss your first-hand details? Can your testimony explain timing or how symptoms affect day-to-day work? Do you have new evidence not yet in the file? If at least one is yes, a hearing can help. If not, focus on getting those records in first. Let's make the exhibit packet painless. Start with a cover page. Name, VA file number, one-line title. Then a one-page index. Then numbered exhibits. Exhibit 1, Exhibit 2, and so on. Keep labels short and consistent. For example, Service Treatment Record, Shoulder, 2006. Use tabs for physical packets. Upload an index order for virtual hearings. Prioritize 3 record types: service records that show in-service events, post-service and VA medical records showing ongoing treatment, and employment or functional records that show how the condition limits work. Buddy statements belong in the packet too, clearly dated and labeled. Don't flood the judge with everything you own. Choose the records that directly link service to current problems. Short timeline trick. One page. List service dates, key medical events, and brief notes on function. For example, 2006, reported shoulder pain after training. 2010, required modified duties. 2015, could not lift overhead at work. That timeline helps the judge find documents fast. Now, what do you actually say? Start with an elevator statement. Who you are, service period, condition, and the one thing you want the judge to understand. Example, I'm John Smith, served 2004 to 2008. I'm asking the board to consider my left shoulder condition. It began in 2006 during training. I've had pain and limited lifting since, and it prevents me from doing overhead work. Short, clear, repeatable. Then expand with brief, concrete examples of functional limits, what you used to do and what you can't do now. Dates, activities, effects on work or daily life. Avoid long medical histories or emotional monologues. Facts are what the board needs. Quick story. I once watched a veteran at a travel board hearing open with a one-line statement. I hurt my shoulder in 2006 during training, and I can't do overhead work anymore. The judge had the timeline in front of him and asked only 2 clarifying questions. That one page changed the whole pace of the hearing. It made the record breathable. Expect follow-up questions from the judge or board attorney. Typical ones. When did you first report this? What treatment did you receive? How does it limit your daily life or work? Answer plainly. If you don't remember a date, say so. If asked for medical details you can't give, point to your doctor's records. Judges expect that. If you notice gaps in the file, flag them calmly. I reported this to my unit medical officer in 2009, but I don't see that report in the file. The board can request development, but don't assume it will find every missing piece automatically. Your clear index and timeline do most of the work. Working with an accredited representative helps. Let them review your elevator statement and index beforehand. At the hearing, they can present legal arguments, introduce exhibits, and keep things focused. But remember, your first-hand account is still essential. You're the one who lived it. Coordinate who speaks first and who introduces each exhibit.
A realistic post-hearing note. The board sometimes issues a decision quickly, but often you'll wait weeks to months. Outcomes include a grant, a remand for more development, or a denial. A remand can be a positive step. It often means the board wants more records or opinions. Keep checking the VA portal and stay in touch with your representative.
Important reminder, testimony does not replace medical nexus evidence. If your case needs a medical opinion linking the condition to service, the hearing can highlight that need, but it won't create a medical opinion on its own. Use the hearing to point the board to what's missing.
Small performance tips. Practice your one-line statement out loud. Keep answers short. If you need a moment, take it. You can say, "Give me 1 second to gather that date." Quiet pauses keep you steady and make your testimony easier to follow. I know this process can feel heavy. Preparation reduces stress. Preparation makes your story easier to follow. If you're unsure whether a hearing is right, contact a VA-accredited VSO or attorney for a case-specific review.
Before we close, here's the one high-impact task you can finish this afternoon. Write your one-page elevator statement, make a one-page chronological timeline, and assemble an index of your top 8 to 10 documents. Put those pages up front in your packet or upload them first in the portal. One page, one story, one ask. For a printable checklist and a template for the elevator statement, download the free 7-step Veteran Benefits Reset Guide at vetbizmedia.com/veteran7. This podcast is an independent educational resource and not individualized legal or medical advice. Verify details through official VA resources and consult an accredited representative when appropriate. Thank you for listening to the Veteran Benefits Reset Podcast. If you found today's episode helpful, follow the podcast, leave a review, and share it with another veteran who could benefit. Download your free 7-step Veteran Benefits Reset Guide at vetbizmedia.com/veterans7. And remember, your service did not expire. Your story is still worth reviewing. Take the next responsible step.